recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how old you are and what grade you're in?
So, my name is Anna Marie Ward. I'm 13 and I'm in 8th grade. Mm-hmm.
So, what is your personal experience with bullying? Like, where did it start? What happened? Just tell your story.
Yeah, cool. So, 3rd through 5th grade, I kind of just had like a really rough time with my peers. And then 7th grade, 3 guys made some really bad decisions involving me. And that was like the final straw for a lot of this stuff.
Bad decisions like sexual harassment?
Yeah, sexual harassment. So like a lot of drawing pictures, really inappropriate jokes, really inappropriate commentary, and things like that.
What was it like for you as parents to see Anna going through this? Through what she went through?
Well, it's hard.
Yeah.
No parent wants to see their kid suffer, and I think no parent wants to see their kid feel like they're a victim. So that's hard.
I think it was hard, but I have a hard time smiling.
I can tell you're starting to cry.
Yeah, it was very painful, very painful. You see your child change before you.
How did that affect you?
So currently I have a lot of trust issues where I either overtrust people or just like completely shut myself off. Definitely a lot of like social phobia things and anxiety. That's a big thing. Dealt with depression for a while, suicidal thoughts. That was a big one in 5th grade.
What were some of the changes you saw?
Initially, it was she was crying all the time, and then it turned to headaches, stomach aches. Then she didn't want anything to do with us, and so she really isolated herself. And then she wanted to die.
Sometimes I see people or I'm around people that will remind me of people from my past and I just like freak out, but that's definitely my biggest struggle right now is just being like, okay, that was in the past, moving on.
So what is life like for you today? How is your life different from then?
I mean, I've definitely grown in my faith a lot because for a while I kind of just walked away because I was like, God, you've put all this in my life. Like, why would you do that if you're a loving and just and caring God? But it was like, I had to realize that it wasn't him and that it was Satan and it was the world of sin that we live in. And whenever I began to believe that, I think there was, like, I just remember having this unimaginable peace that, like, came over me. And it sounds, like, so stereotypical for Christians, but it was just this kind of aha moment where all of a sudden everything just made sense. Where it was like, and it made sense in the way of knowing it doesn't have to make sense to me. And I think I got a lot better grip on that was it doesn't have, like, the stuff that I went through doesn't have to make sense. But I have to trust God and knowing that he can make beauty from it. I mean, I'm homeschooled now, so, like, it's definitely helped me, I guess, deal with people in a way.
What do you mean by that?
Like, knowing how to deal with people without playing the victim, as well as knowing how to deal with conversations if you know someone's a negative person, and also how to confront people about things, like to not do it in public, but to do it in private, one-on-one.
What do you see now? What is the hope and joy? What are the good things you've seen, the good transformations you've seen as she's been homeschooled and transitioned from where she was to where she is now, about a year later?
The thing that constantly throws me for a loop is people will come up to me and they'll say, her eyes are so different. Her eyes are bright. Anna Marie seems much more confident in herself. And people from different walks of life, people that we know from different places, continue to comment on,
just the change in her.
What would your advice be for someone who's going through what you went through? What would you say to them who's in like the middle of that?
Therapy is amazing. It doesn't matter if you're like coming out of it or if you're in the thick of it or you feel like you're going into it. Get therapy, because counseling is the best, because you can just sit there and you can talk about things and you can get an outside perspective of someone who's gonna like really care about you and really think about you, and they will have a non-biased opinion. So you can find out if you are overreacting maybe or underreacting, or you can understand like how you should react to a situation or whatever you're going through. But also, don't let people silence you. Like, whatever you're going through, don't give up fighting for your self-esteem. It doesn't matter if it's gonna make you less popular or if you're gonna lose friends, because if that's what it takes, then it's totally worth it. And it's gonna be painful, because I'm still doing that. It's painful, but in a way, it's so much more healing. Like, I describe it as, like, getting help and moving on and going to counseling is like having a wound that's infected and hurt because you don't want to deal with it and you don't want to be around it, and so you just kind of have like this old bandage on it. But going to counseling and helping is like rebandaging it, and it's painful then, but then it heals and the scars become beautiful reminders.
Cool. Who has seen someone get bullied but is scared to speak up about it?
You're doing more harm to them by not saying anything. And it's also, in a way, kind of selfish if you don't want to say anything, because you have to question your motives. It's like, okay, why am I not saying anything? Is it because I'm friends with the person who was the bully and I don't want to lose that friendship? Then that's being selfish and not caring about the other person that's going through that. If you do see someone going through it, do tell an adult, because adults definitely have more power than kids. And if you feel like there's an adult who's not listening, go to the next adult and the next and the next and the next until you can find somebody who's willing to listen. And then if nobody is, start saying, no, we're not gonna be suppressed. We're not gonna let other people hurt and suffer while we're turning a blind eye.